Cheerios.
Grape nuts.
Grape nuts?
Yep.
Not be my choice of cereal.
So good.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Modern Idiots. My name is Rory.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Sarah.
Today we are watching Three Body Problem, Season 1, Episode 5. What happened last time, guys?
Last time we learned more about the maybe aliens, the Lord, as they call it, maybe the hive mind, maybe a specific thing, who knows. Still remains to be seen. But I think two of the bigger plot points was one, I believe Jin's mom turned out to be, sort of a co-founder, co-head of...
Not Jin's mom, Vera's mom.
Vera's mom.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But close, like, family friend relation with her.
Okay, so Vera's mom is, co-head of, the supporters for the, what's the alien species called?
I think it's like the Santi.
The Santi or the Shanti.
Something
like that.
It's Mandarin for three body or something like that. Three sun people or something like that.
Of course it is. But so I found out that she was the head, and I believe she was arrested at, that sort of, like, gathering that they alluded to in the episode previous where Jack Rooney decided not to go and, got killed for it.
Yeah.
So she got arrested, so we'll see what happens there. We also found out that supposedly the Santi are 400 years away, I believe, from Earth. Don't know if I believe that. Could be delayed messaging, could be sort of a ruse, who knows. But my guess is they probably arrived before that. And then, we just sort of learned more about like what that species like understands and how they think.
Very different from us.
Very different from us. Not really understanding lying. It kind of reminded me of the movie The Invention of Lying.
Yeah.
Great movie. Shout out Ricky Gervais.
It's been a minute since I've seen that.
Great movie. But so they clearly sort of couldn't wrap their heads around like what that was like, and not understanding like stories in general, as being things that are like fictional and created. Rather than being like true events.
Made for a very entertaining conversation.
Yeah, Sarah was not happy about it. Sarah was not a fan.
No, it was repetitive.
And they weren't a fan either, apparently, because at the end they were like, "Wait, you guys lie? Like,
what do you mean?
I don't know how we feel about this."
You can do that to us?
Yeah, and so then they sort of went.
Trust that?
Then they went silent, and I don't think we've heard from them since then.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that silence sort of persists, or if they'll reestablish communication.
They said they're afraid of us.
Yeah. And then, I'm trying to think, do we know, have they communicated as far as we've seen? They've only communicated with the CEO.
Mike Evans?
Mike Evans, right? I don't think we've seen them.
Well, besides like the original one.
Besides the original
lady.
One with Vera's mom.
Nothing that has been like concretely confirmed as some sort of communication.
So
at least not that I can.
So that could be interesting too, if like Mike Evans is trying to like monopolize sort of the communication there, or if he's trying to keep that secret for a reason. But is there anything else to add? Any thoughts? Any concerns?
No, it seems like you hit most of the important stuff. It seems like the game has either come to an end or is taking place in person.
Anything you're looking forward to for these upcoming episodes? Something you want to have resolved, maybe?
I guess, who is the lady who we don't know if she's an alien or not?
Oh, the weird lady who's like showing up at...
Not showing up in cameras, but showing up in front of,
Killing our boy Sam.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see.
All right.
But without further ado, let's get into the episode.
Oh, is that the boyfriend?
Yeah.
May I see your ID, sir?
The Onion Knight back where he belongs on the water. Near the water.
Smuggling aliens across the stars.
Why did you join the Navy?
To defend my country.
What I need you for
our civilization is no longer capable of solving its own problems.
She said, fuck them kids. That's a pretty good cereal too, by the way.
Are you sure you want to be taking all those?
It's a muesli to be exact.
I know. Now I remember why we stopped living together.
Just let me have
Oof.
my pills and my shitty muesli, bitch. We're gonna defeat the aliens.
Well, of course it sounds stupid when you say it like that.
Yeah, we still don't really know why they're targeting them specifically,
More time with
aside
you.
from them being smart.
Coffee.
But like the Sun T seem to be smarter, so I don't really know like what they need them for.
Yeah, like the human scientists in general.
Yeah. And like those specific, like they all seem to be like physicists or ex-physicists.
The Lord allowed you to capture me, which means I'm no longer valuable, which means what I know is not a threat.
Does that bother you?
I have my vanity. I'm sure you do too. Maybe not in your appearance. But I don't
Damn.
matter anymore.
Poor one.
You don't matter. They are coming.
What about Evans? We're right in assuming he's Vera's father.
Only in the biological sense.
That's what I thought, but
Because she wasn't strong enough.
So you tried to protect her, but it didn't work out, did it?
we even met her non-biological dad, like whoever raised her, if anyone did,
She
right?
never met him.
I don't believe
The
so.
first time he ever looked at her, she was in her coffin.
I thought I was a shit dad.
I'm sure you are.
Jesus.
She's holding nothing back.
Should imagine like Elena Terrell.
He said belonged to Vera.
I lied.
There's one thing we can't figure out.
Just one thing.
Takes 4 years for a radio signal to get from our planet to their planet, correct? But from what we can tell, Evans spends most of his life on a ship. So what's he doing? Waiting 8 years for a callback. I'm an idiot, never went to uni, but I can't make sense of that unless there is a faster way to communicate. But faster than light communication's impossible.
Impossible for us. I wish I could show you what the future looks like.
20 quid, it won't be as glorious as you're thinking. I'm 1% Mongolian. We're practically brothers.
You know what these are, Clarence? Genghis Khan's army used metal stirrups before anyone else. They fought better on horseback than the enemy. They conquered the world, they fucked everybody. That's why I'm 1% Mongolian. If you were right about evidence, keeping a record of his communications with the Sun T.
Kept it. It's like the word of the Lord, it's like the Bible to me.
We need that Bible. We've got 400 years to come up with a plan, but we can't plan without intelligence.
It's a hostage operation, except the hostage is a hard drive or whatever they put their records on. It's somewhere on Judgment Day, that's the only safe place to keep it. You know how many people are on board? Could be over 1,000.
Traitors to humanity.
Including kids.
Yeah, it's a shame when parents betray their own species. But there it is.
Why don't we neutralise everyone aboard the ship without damaging the data? Did you know the Judgment Day just booked a slot at the Panama Canal Authority for next month?
A moment like this is a great test of faith. Has your faith been tested?
I wonder what his recruitment strategy was.
The Lord does
The
not
game.
surrender us.
No, there are a lot of kids in there though. Well, I guess those are probably just like following the parents, but
Our Lord truly.
I don't know if all these people played the game.
I don't understand. The Lord speaks with me every day. This raid was no surprise. Do you think they would have allowed it to happen if they did not want it to happen? No.
I don't think he's gotten a response in a while.
My Lord, I understand the silence is part of the plan, but I continue to serve you. We never lied to you, Lord. Never. Please speak to us again.
Rip.
Oh, it's a good one, this one.
Holy shit, why would you sneak up on me like that?
Did you find the bitch who killed Jack?
No. Bad people keep their secrets locked away in a big ship. If we're going to get our hands on those secrets, we need you to resume production on the nanofibers.
What are my nanofibers gonna do against them?
I can't tell you that.
So you just want me to trust you?
Yes.
I forget, what do nanofibers do again? I know they explained it early on, I think.
Didn't she like create diamonds?
It cut diamonds.
Cut diamonds, yeah. Oh, I wonder if her countdown hit 0.
The aliens didn't kill Jack.
Oh my god, I need a drink.
I gotta start carrying a flask with me.
Good shit.
I wonder, like, what would happen if, like, she gave the password or something to someone else and they do all this stuff?
I don't know.
I'm assuming it would just do if anyone worked on it, it would be this countdown, but, like...
Yeah, like when she quit, if like the other rest of the team
they
just kept going. Like,
yeah.
who knows?
Which I feel like I'm kind of surprised they didn't do. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but...
She might have one of the prettiest faces I've ever seen.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Oh, interesting. Either delayed reaction, or maybe they don't care anymore?
Gotcha!
He's like, what?
He didn't do it.
If I'm her, I'm not like celebrating yet.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
I'm
giving
giving
it at
it,
least an
yeah.
hour.
Why didn't they come back?
I think the Lord stopped protecting his flock.
I was about to say, I wonder if it's related
You
to...
and women have been handpicked by Commander Verma.
Maybe.
You have 6 days to complete an engineering project.
Do not fuck it up.
Reminds me of the imitation
He's a
game.
real prick.
Yeah.
You don't think it's weird that he chose Jin's boyfriend to lead the mission?
Everything he does is weird.
It's kind of a bleak beach for your getaway.
It's England.
So I was about to say, yeah, like, this is what you
It's
get.
as good as you get. Be glad it's not raining.
It's like very much not a vacation.
Yeah, that's England.
He's wearing a hat.
Sorry, I'm super high.
My client, the late Mr. Rooney, has left you half of his estate, which after taxes amounts to almost £20 million.
It's a nice windfall.
Not a lot of time to spend
I was
it.
gonna say.
You know, there's a Cornish pasty shop just down the road.
I love Cornish pasty.
We could buy 5 million if you want.
What?
You look sad.
Just thinking about England.
Make it look like it's 20 years old. Yeah? All on track? Yes, sir. 26 hours to Judgment Day.
Funny.
I'm not sure if this is Commander Verma's forte. Double check his work.
How many people are on board?
You know, you know how many people died building this canal? Nobody does. Best estimates are between 5 and 20,000. And which do you think is more important than the human race? A canal or defeating an enemy coming to our world to take it for themselves?
I don't trust her. Triple check all her work.
So I don't think they know each other. Like,
I don't think they really like each other though.
yeah, I guess that's fair.
I don't know.
You're a naval guy,
It's
right?
not a naval ship. It's a converted oil tanker.
Well, maybe it won't work.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because we've never made fibers this long before. You want it to work.
Of course I want it to work.
Even though you don't know how many people we're going to kill.
But I know it's important. They wouldn't have sent us
They,
all this.
who's they? Wade? Who the fuck is Wade? Who are Wade's bosses? They're telling us to kill people we don't know for reasons that we don't know. And you're just like, yeah, cool.
Yep.
She's literally my internal monologue. Like, I don't even need to react to this show. She's just saying what I think.
You're just Augie.
She's the only one who seems to have
You
common
understand this
sense.
stuff better than I do. You're military. So what do you think is happening?
I think we're at war.
I'd like to go there.
Panama?
The Panama Canal.
Yeah, it's pretty. Although lots of alligators. Or is it crocodiles? I never know the difference.
I think that far south are Caymans.
Charlie, Charlie 1, all call signs go.
But if she doesn't believe in it, why is she doing it?
Believe in what?
In, like, murdering people this way.
She's your internal monologue, huh? Give a guess.
Well, we're branching off a little. Unless she has a plan to, like, thwart it.
Or maybe she's just, you know what, for the greater good. She knows what they're fighting, kind of.
But not really.
Not really, but more so than him.
You know, I trust my girl. I think she's gonna try and stop it.
Certainly possible. It's supposed to just be like an invisible net, basically, that's gonna cut through the ship. Seems to be. Who is this?
There's a cat. They can't blow it up. There's a cat.
They're not gonna blow it up.
It didn't seem like explosives. Or do they get a warning just in time?
It's not working. Why isn't it working?
She's still my internal monologue.
Maybe.
It is.
Or not. We'll see.
Oh boy. Oh boy, this is about to be very graphic.
What do you mean? What is it?
What do you mean? He just, like I said, it's an invisible net that basically is just cutting through everything.
Ew.
Oh boy. Oh, not the kid.
Run, child.
What the fuck is going on out there?
Did we schedule a fire drill?
I love this cut, like,
Yeah,
shot.
that's really cool.
Oh god, she's gonna get decapitated, isn't she?
Like, how high is it though? Like, it's not. It doesn't seem to be cutting through the boat itself.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Kind of. Like, I would have expected the outside of the boat to be cut as well
And how did they make this net?
with the nano
Ah.
tech. I'm very confused as to how it's not also cutting through the walls.
Can they run any faster?
This is such a gnarly scene.
Run.
We're under attack.
Oh.
I think he could have just dragged him with him.
You got seconds to spare at best.
What is he doing?
You need to go the other way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's dead.
If you didn't know it was gonna happen, it seems at least not that painful.
Yeah, it'd be quick.
Sure. I still don't understand how the whole ship is intact, though.
But since they all knew it was coming, it seems painful.
Like, how did it get inside the ship, but not cut the outside of the ship? That doesn't make sense.
It's an astute observation, Tyler.
Okay. Interesting. I guess it's delayed.
It's a lot of weight, and it's just momentum
Yeah,
until.
I guess.
I mean, every layer is pushing the other layer down.
Yeah,
You know?
I guess that's true.
But a little suspension of disbelief too.
Yeah.
But yeah, dice that thing.
But with what purpose?
I wonder how close together the nano things are. Like, I wonder if there's a way, or not a way, but if, like, anyone just by chance happened to be like
Like if
lying
you're
down,
yeah. Like under a train or something,
Yeah,
or you just flatten up in
yeah.
the right spot.
I just like don't quite understand what they're getting out of this.
They're trying to get the conversation tapes. That's what they said at the beginning.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you destroy everything.
I was say, depending on how narrow, very easily could have, like, I know we saw that it didn't because he was holding it, but, like, that very easily could have destroyed it, especially, like, the fires and everything. Well,
Yeah, no, like they're discussing like different things.
Yeah.
When
It's just
ruled
like
them out.
Yeah, I
a
guess.
ridiculous amount of casualties for a very slim chance of getting something.
Yes.
Sure, but if you do get that thing, huge. And who really cares about the traitors to the human race? Is there?
Congratulations, Dr. Salazar.
I think.
Yeah.
The children?
I think he was, yeah, I mean, yes. He was like their collateral damage, that sucks.
Yeah, that's not correct.
You would lose this war, Sarah.
I don't think that this is gonna save the war. Like, I don't think this is gonna swing the tides.
I don't know, having like inside information and knowing, like, having more information on your enemy, like,
They could have just captured, like, some of the people on this thing. And
yeah.
I think the thing is
gotten
only Mike
information,
Evans like had.
not through torturing, but gotten information.
I think it's like really only Mike Evans had.
It does seem weird that they didn't try to take Mike
stuff.
Evans in though,
Yeah.
like they did it with Vera's mom.
Sure, but then you get the same situation of that person just not cooperating.
But not
Maybe.
necessarily.
Not necessarily. You're right.
Or once you capture him, it's probably easier to search the boat.
Sure. Assuming they don't have safety things to
Yeah.
blow it up. Better to sneak attack and then dig through the stuff later.
I bet this is not what she had in mind for her nanotech.
No. Watch it be empty.
Or watch them not know how to like open it or crack it. If it's like super high tech from the Santi, it's possible it's beyond their capabilities. Which seems to be the case.
Still nothing.
Only been 2 weeks.
Oh, well.
Brute force cryptography just isn't gonna. It's open. You didn't do anything. It opened because they want us to see what's inside.
What about that?
100 million gigabytes.
What's that?
That was a
Have
lot.
fun opening
That's
that.
my fault. Anyway, sorry for your loss. Although it sounds like you wasn't much help around the house. You said your space friends let us break up their organization and get our hands on you. Did they let us do this too?
Yes,
Why? Why would they let us destroy their ship and kill your boyfriend?
I know they're coming to save us from ourselves. I know they're the only ones who can.
I have faith too. Faith that when they get here, we're going to wind them out.
Your faith seems even more ridiculous to me than mine was to you.
Things you'd like to know. Like why did they let us destroy their ship and kill their followers and break up your party and arrest you? This is what we got off the Judgment Day. Shakespeare never worked half this hard for a bit of dialogue. It's a recording of the conversations between Evans and your lord here. We put together the best bits. Have a listen. Find out what your space friends really are and what they really think of you.
I like him.
That's what you got from that?
Why he's serving it back to her. She
was
can dish, but she can't take.
Can't you ever
Yeesh.
say anything that you know to be false? Can't you lie?
You do this? You lie?
Stop.
We think we understand now. We are afraid of you.
A little shook.
Yeah.
What?
She's looking a little shook.
Oh, what the fuck?
Most people would be flattered that the boss came to pick them up for work.
You're not my boss.
Kind of reminds me of Cecil from Invincible.
Yeah.
Commander Verma tells me you understand extra dimensions, higher dimensions.
Nobody really understands that kind of thing. Our brains evolved in 3 dimensions, not 10.
My thoughts on gravity.
To the extent we're capable of understanding them, yes, I do. Why do you want to know about higher dimensions?
Does the word cell phone mean anything to your boss?
Is it another level of the game?
Could be. What do we do now?
You prepare yourself for something very strange.
Jesus, fuck.
Yep.
Very Fallout-esque.
Ooh, that looks
Post-apocalypse.
like a great bouldering thing.
Good way to get tetanus too.
Yeah, this looks metal.
They look like us.
We don't look anything like this. This is all for your benefit.
What do you really look like?
You wouldn't like it.
Why did you bring us here?
To tell you that we're doomed. Our species is doomed. How long do you think it took us to get from hunting to farming, and farming to industry, and industry to atomic power?
A lot longer. Our planet is stable. Our catastrophes aren't really catastrophes. We've never had to start over. But they do.
It will be 400 years before we reach you. By the time we do, you will have long surpassed us. You will destroy our fleet, and then come back and destroy our world to make sure we never threaten you again.
Unless you figure out a way to disarm us. To keep us from moving forward. Have you?
Yes. We are going to kill your science. We will do it with our sophons. It's a proton. One we have turned into a sentient computer. The universe has more dimensions than the 3 we occupy. We have the technology to unfold them.
The fuck is that?
Some energies you cannot imagine.
Legoland.
Them on a single proton. When we unfold its higher dimensions, even a tiny proton becomes something very large indeed.
Looks cool.
We make a mind as large as a world. Sophon, are you awake? Awake and aware. I understand my purpose. I am ready to return to my original size. We used all our resources to make 4 sophons. 2 remain with us. The other 2 we've sent to you. Everything they see and hear, we see and hear at the same time. They entered your solar system months ago. The answers to your questions will become chaotic and meaningless. The universe will remain a mystery to you forever. We make you see what we want you to see. Always watching, learning all your secrets, uncovering your lies. And we will teach you how to fear again.
Wait, but they only sent 2 of them. How is that ever? I'm confused.
We can discuss it more after the episode, but I think they also explain it a little bit.
Look, how high am I?
I fucked up.
Oh, they're doing it now.
Like confusing the world?
Yeah. It's like Inception.
A big old eyeball in the sky.
Talk about Big Brother.
I would feel like a bug after getting that message and a giant eye appearing in the sky. Like, fair argument.
I was wondering when she was gonna come back.
Yeah, there's your girl, Sarah.
My girl?
Yeah, your favorite.
What is wrong with you?
Crazy,
well, that
right?
happened.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to understand what
Hit
they
me.
were trying to say. Okay, so they sent 2 protons. They have 4 protons in all.
Yep.
AKA
Not
sophons.
protons.
Yeah, no, protons.
Yeah.
Like as in protons and electrons?
Yes.
Yeah. They call them sophons, but basically a sophon is a proton that gets unfolded to a higher dimension so that it's large enough to turn into a computer, and then they refold them back so they're small and can like travel long distances because they're so little mass.
So not a proton though.
So they are protons.
They are protons.
They're manipulated protons.
Yeah.
Okay, manipulated though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they are protons, and so they had 4 total, 2 pairs of 2.
Yeah, they're quantum entanglement.
And so they sent 2 of them, and from what I could tell, they sent one pair or one from each pair. It didn't look like they sent a full pair. Like it looked
they sent one from each pair.
Yeah. Okay.
To Earth.
And then so what I guess they just did was unfold it, and that's how because it looked like they sent it somehow. It looked like they somehow sent it to Earth, and then somehow were able to direct it into like a proton collider. What it looked like.
Which I think was the beginning of the series.
Which was the beginning of the series when they saw all those sort of like
all the science experiments were not working.
Yeah. And then the way then how did it get everywhere in terms of like where we saw in the I think episode 4 of them, the Santi, were able to, it was clear that they had some sort of visual on what was happening in real time. But I guess there are only 2 protons. Like, how was it watching everything if they hadn't unfolded yet to capture everything?
It's a good question. I do think the show goes into a bit more, so I don't want to say too much. But just from what we do know, we saw one of them was able to kind of hit the other protons about in their colliders.
Yeah.
So it's kind of running interference. It's just, I think, just messing with the data. So how do you draw conclusions when you can't trust your data?
Well, that part I get, but I mean like using it as like sort of a spy camera.
Surveillance and stuff.
Especially on like the entire world. Like I could kind of get if you had the proton in one spot, but it's not like the proton is duplicated or anything and like ended up spreading as far as we're aware. It's still just one proton. So that's the part that...
But it's also a supercomputer.
Yeah, sure. But
like it's their tech from what they got all the way out their place, but it's so small that they were able to zoop it all the way to us. So it is their supercomputer. It's not like our supercomputer.
No, right. I get that.
So
and it's projecting things across the whole world, the sky, like visions.
I'm not sure that's a projection. I think that's it unfolded. So that's like the proton.
But then what's the eye?
That's part of like how they've manipulated the proton to make it into the Sophon. So that's like I think it has an eye because it's a proton that's been like made into a computer, and this is their design choice.
We need to call it a Sophon because calling it a proton is annoying me.
Sure, yeah, that probably makes it easier. So the Sophon, I think, is just part computer, and as we see, they kind of have like visual components to their strategy, so they probably made it look like an eye for some reason. Maybe just for effect. You are bugs. That seems a very kind of not...
It felt like they were kind of invoking a similar ideology to the Holocaust almost.
Oh, in what way?
Well, the whole thing about the Holocaust was like extermination, thinking of Jews as bugs, and I feel like this just felt a little on the nose for it to be a coincidence.
I can see where you're coming from. I think it's like...
I feel like the bug metaphor is like such a common one though.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say it's specific enough to be like Holocaust, but I think it's totally like a kind of genocide part of it. Yeah,
definitely. But I think just having like studied a lot about the Holocaust, like a lot of the like language surrounding it was very specifically like extermination based.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think also part of it is when Mike Evans was talking to them, he referred to humans as pests, and they didn't know what that like was.
Yeah, and pest was another word though used during that.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. So I think with them, they're probably referring to us as bugs.
From what Mike said.
Yeah, just from continuing that kind of comparison. But totally in the writer's room or something, or just the show in general, that you could totally draw comparisons between the conquest of an alien species versus the conquest of the continents versus just other genocides and things that happened. I think there's definitely connections that can be made there.
Yeah, it feels like they were drawing on the dehumanization component.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. But
you guys' thoughts on kind of how the Santi were like, yeah, no, we don't look like you. You're not going to like it.
Yeah, now I'm really curious to see what that is.
Because last time they were more like, I think I may be misremembering, but I feel like they kind of implied that we don't look exactly like you, but
Right.
it was still some kind of.
It was vague.
Yeah, like
I'm
so.
just like not particularly sure why they're concerned with them not liking what they look like, considering they are trying to teach them fear. And
Well, I think
install-
originally, I think this was sort of like the next, or maybe not the next thing, but like, I think originally they were hoping that they could be a coach.
Originally it makes sense, but now that they have just taken them into that alternate reality, and he was like, "What do you really look like?" And she was like, "You wouldn't like it. I'm not going to show you." Like, why does she care? Like, clearly
Like
they
why
don't-
doesn't she show them?
Well, yeah. I mean, clearly they don't care about freaking them out.
Yeah, maybe she was just explaining what was happening, and then like they took off the thing. So like, I'm sure at some point we'll see what they look
And
like.
why explain your entire? I never get that when the villain is like, "We are going to do something
Yeah, that's
awful,
fair.
and you know what's going to make it even better? We're going to tell you exactly what we're going to do so that you can try and stop it." And you're like,
Yeah, no,
For
no,
why?
yeah, that is in general. That is not something I'm a fan of.
Any ideas why they might do that?
This, well,
I hope it's not just for our benefit, because that would be majorly stupid.
yeah, that's fair. It
I'd
could
like
be
to
for
give
our
the show more
benefit.
credit than
It
that.
could be because there is, or not supposedly, but maybe there's a faction of them who don't want this to happen, and so they are trying to get a message as any way they can to us. Because the people who said like don't respond, right?
Mhm.
There's the original message, so it's possible that there's some faction of them who are like, look, this is happening. We can't really do much. Like the tech is so advanced, and like you guys can't really do much about it. But at least we can give you some idea. Or it was this is literally happening in 10 seconds. So you knowing doesn't matter. They didn't have time to do anything.
I mean, but it does still matter. Because, like, now they can be like, no, we literally had communication and we know what they're trying to do. And, like, we can, like, work to try and, like, move forward without technology or recreating technology or doing something else. But, like, they can at least try and pivot knowing what's what. But otherwise, they probably would have, like, taken, like, at least probably, like, 10 to 20 years to try and figure out what the fuck was going on. Like...
Yeah, although at this point, like right now, as far as we're aware, the only 2 people in the world of 8 billion are aware of it. Like,
Right, but 2 people with that, like, they seem like powerful people who are high up in this whole operation. Like, I think that the word can spread very quickly.
One of them is high up, maybe in the British government. That is one. Like, I don't think those 2 people spreading the word of like what's gonna happen is like enough when it comes to 8 billion people of being like. I mean, let's think about it this way, right? Think about all the scientists that have warned us about global warming, and half the population is still like, nah.
Yeah, but I would say that
And that's a way more.
if you ask anyone about the idea of global warming, they know what it is.
Yeah, but
It'd be easier to, if you were trying to get global warming to happen, it'd be better to not tell the scientists about it.
Right, because then, like,
I
we
hear what you're
wouldn't
saying.
have, like, a faction of people trying to stop it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think, like, in a lot of cases, like, in most cases, I don't like when the villain does this. In this case, I feel like it's such an overpowered sort of thing.
It's kind of like that.
Like, I don't really understand how they can, like, I don't know. I'm curious to see how they stop it because, like, from a, obviously, you can't say from a logical standpoint given what the show's about, but, like, they're so far ahead tech-wise that, like, I really don't understand.
I get what you're saying, but it seems like an overconfidence move.
Yeah, it's a bull strategy
sure.
con. Let's see how it plays out.
Like, it's like the only benefit that comes from it is being like, we're so confident
we're
that
better than you.
we told
Yeah.
you our
Deal with
problem
it.
and you still can't even fix
We weren't
it.
going to tell you when we were trying to work together, but now that we're like, not working together, we're going to tell you.
No, that's why I think it might be people being, it might be some faction of them being like that, like want to help. And
It's
this is
a
their
fair point. It's a
I
fair
just
point.
feel like if that were the case, though, I don't know that they would get access to, like
They might not know though, right? Like
on this grand scale with the headsets.
well, no, but it's the sort of thing where like people, you have like moles and plants all the time inside operations where they're like, it's not. That's the whole point of having like an inside man.
Yeah, but that woman seems like a big enough part of the whole recruitment thing that it would be kind of crazy if she was the one who was in on it.
What?
The
You mean
woman who was explaining the whole plan.
Oh.
Oh, the like AI
The
girl
AI
in the game,
person.
like the AI.
Well,
looking
yeah,
girl.
she's been like the #1 recruiter for all of them throughout all of this.
Yeah, okay,
levels.
yeah.
Like, I kind of doubt that she's gonna pop up and be like, "Surprise! I'm actually against them." Like,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I just
also
really
don't see
like.
how they stop them.
I just really like in this show in general. One of the things I'm a big fan of is just the way they use science to craft the plot. Like, because I think it's so clever having, like, for example, the 3Y problem. It's a whole cool way to think about how a species might form on a planet that is dealing with that, and they kind of explain a little bit of what happens in that case, and then like how they probably have to flee. And I just think it's cool how they incorporate the dark forest theory about, like, to solve the Fermi paradox. And I like how, because throughout these episodes, you probably notice, I mean, like, how are they communicating through so much different time and space, trying to see if you guys could maybe guess it, because I couldn't guess it. And I think it's such a clever choice to be like, oh, yep, nope, it's something so small like a proton. You guys have this tech, you can accelerate it pretty much light speed.
Yeah.
And that's how we do it. We just have the tech in order to manipulate protons. And it's such a simple, but like clever, and like it's not something easy to predict, but it makes sense.
Right. It's not like crazy suspension of disbelief in the sense of like it's this brand new thing.
Yeah, it's like everything makes sense as long as you're aware that it's like a science fiction thing. It's like never, like, obviously who knows if it's actually possible, but it's plausible enough, at least to me.
Yeah. No, agree.
So I enjoy.
Agreed. I am curious how long the Santi have like been around for now, though, and like if they've had to flee their planet before, and like just how often they've been doing this.
Well, I don't know the answer, but one thing they said in the episode was like, when humans, get more advanced than us, you're gonna come to our planet and blow it up. So, which implies to me that they are still like based off their home planet.
Yeah.
And aren't like other.
Yeah, no, I guess that's true. But I guess
they could have other colonies everywhere, but I think they're still.
But so then I'm curious if that means they've just like the reason they're doing this is like they've predicted when their planet is gonna. The whole point of them doing this, right, is that like we need to find another place for our people.
Yeah, but they also got the invitation.
No, I mean like they also got the invitation, but like it seemed like the main like point behind it is like our planet is going to die at some point.
Yeah, but I think like they knew, because I think they alluded like they've gone through cycles before. That's why we're faster at advancing them there, because they have to start from scratch each time. So I think they've gone through it a couple times. Yeah. And now they're just in one of the cycles, and then they got the message from us being like, "Hey, are there any aliens out there?" And like, "Hey, we know shit's gonna hit the fan again. So here's an invitation. So this is our opportunity to relocate."
Okay, yeah.
That's my understanding of it.
No, that makes more sense from why they're doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, no wonder they told them their plan. They're not capable of lying.
That too.
Yeah. Yeah, could be it.
So stupid.
I didn't think of it either until you said it right now, and I'm like, I should have said that. I felt so smart in the moment.
No, I mean, it's stupid that they can't lie. Like, I just think it's a stupid concept, but...
It's not stupid. They're a hive mind. How would you lie to someone who can read your thoughts?
Yeah, but they're like, oh, we can't lie to humans either.
I think they're just not used to it. Like, they've never done it.
They've never done it. Because all they interact with is their own species.
Well, think a little. It doesn't always have to be the way it's always been.
Yeah, but I think this is a little more obvious to us because we're so used to lying being a thing.
Okay.
There's a cool, arc in the most recent season of Young Justice that has to do with, hive mind civilization, and how, crime is tough to solve, or is tough to commit because everyone just, reads the thoughts, so it's you can't really get away with things.
To be quite honest, this is the only thing I've ever seen where there's a hive mind mentality. I've never seen any show or read any books that are like that.
No, really?
Yeah, no, so
it's
I have
definitely no idea how that works.
It's definitely a different concept than we're used to, and I like the way it's employed in the show, and I think it makes a interesting comparison between our species and a fictional one to just kind of mentally think about.
Agreed.
All right. Well, unless there's anything like, is there anything you guys are looking forward to most in the final 2 episodes we got, or final 3 episodes?
I want to see what they look like.
Yeah.
That's more just like a personal
Yeah,
curiosity.
that's your
So
number
it's more
one
just like a
thing
design
to
thing.
check off. What
I
they
wouldn't
look
say
like.
number one thing, but it's more just like I'd be very
It's one of the things
disappointed.
that you want to.
It's one of those things that like they frankly like could probably not get away with, but like it's not a core part of the show that like if they didn't do it, it'd be like disappointing as a fan. But like it's something that could
It wouldn't be.
it
A
wouldn't
plot
impact
hole
this.
or
Yeah,
something
exactly.
If we didn't find out.
Whereas like a lot of the other questions are sort of like, okay, you need to answer these things.
Yeah. It's not like what they look like isn't really the mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
But it would be cool to find out.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, I hope they do that because.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sarah, anything you want to find out?
I think I just want to see what they like how they come together and plan to like work through the whole takeover in the sky. Like I want to see like if maybe they like have like they like bring all the scientists together and some higher ups.
Like humanity, like how we combat
how they
what's going on.
How they explain it to the general public, how they like combat it, how it affects like society as a whole. I just want to know how it's gonna like affect the general flow of like people on Earth.
Totally. I think we will find out. But those will be in the next 3 episodes. So catch us then. But thank you guys very much for watching this episode with us. We very much appreciate you spending the time. We will see you next time. Thank you.